Just a friendly reminder, a family deported together stays together, in case you didn't know. And shout out to our guy Tom Homan for schooling these activists, not journalists, propagandists, activists, okay, here to poison the masses just like the spew. Okay, there's that. And comment down below if you guys stopped watching ABC, aka America's Bullcrap Network. That's currently my best name. Drop down below in the comments your best ABC names. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the King Squad, the King Squad family, the King Squad elites. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and if nobody told you guys today, you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you very much. And thank you for all donations and everyone who emails me, keeps me updated in the emails. Let's go.
One of the very first appointments Donald Trump made after winning the election in November was tapping one man to be what he calls his border czar. Tom Homan is a former Border Patrol agent and acting director of ICE with decades of experience in Republican and Democratic administrations. I sat down with him this week and began our conversation by asking him about the role of the U.S. military.
We got military on the border, not only helping us with departure flights on military planes, but they're helping to build infrastructure. They're putting up Constantino wire. They're down there to create a secure border and lock that border down. And DOD's helped administrations before, but not at this level. So it's a force multiplier, and it's sending a strong signal to the world. Our border's closed.
So is this what we will see every single day, ending in what the president has promised is millions and millions being deported?
Yes. But you can see the numbers steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture. Right now it's concentrating public safety threats, national security threats. That's a smaller population. So we're going to do this on priority base, as President Trump's promised, but as that aperture opens, there'll be more arrests nationwide.
When you talk about the aperture opening, the estimates of perhaps those who have been convicted or arrested in the past, 700,000 to over 1 million. So after you do that, then you go after everybody who is there illegally.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table, because it's not okay to violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8 United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem. And that's why I'm hoping those who are in the country illegally who have not been ordered removed by the federal judge should leave.
While you are emphasizing that you go after national security threats, you have said no one's off the table. If you're in the country illegally, you better be looking over your shoulder. You should be afraid and start packing now. Is that what you're doing to get hotel workers out or people working on farms, that they'll be so scared they just leave?
Look, I think if you're in the country illegally, it's not okay. It's not okay to violate laws of this country. We have millions of people standing in line, taking the test, doing their background investigation, paying the fees that want to come in the right way.
Let's talk about the arrests so far. Numbers released the first day were over 500, and there were reports that one was a suspected terrorist, others were gang members. Were all of the people who were arrested on day one, as far as you know, convicted criminals or those who had been arrested before?
No. And let me explain that. There are collateral arrests. Where do collateral arrests happen? Sanctuary cities. And this is important we understand that. Sanctuary cities lock us out of the jails. So instead of ICE being able to arrest the bad guy, the criminal alien, in the safety and security of a jail where the officer's safe, the alien's safe, and the public's safe, sanctuary cities release them back in the community, which endangers the community, putting the criminal alien back in the community. But when we find him, he's going to be with others, most likely. Many times they're with others. If they're in the country illegally, they're coming too.
But were these arrests all in sanctuary cities? It doesn't appear so on the first day.
The collaterals, many more. I don't have the exact breakdown, but again,
so the arrests in Massachusetts, in Chelsea, Massachusetts, which the governor said it's great to arrest the criminals who are convicted. But were there people taken there as well who were not convicted? Were they, as you say, collateral?
I'm sure they are.
You talk about these numbers expanding. 500 the first day. What do you think you can get up to?
As many as we can get.
What can happen at this point, given your manpower?
Look, I think we're in the beginning stages. We're bringing more resources into this operation. As a whole of government, we're going to have DOJ assisting us. And like the DOD piece, helping build infrastructure, helping the transportation, that takes ICE, badges and guns out of those duties and puts them on the street.
I want to go back to who you're deporting. Aside from the long list of executive actions, the administration said it will no longer tell ICE agents they have to avoid sensitive locations, including schools, hospitals, churches. Benjamin Huffman, the acting Homeland Security Secretary, said in a statement, criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. What criminals are hiding in schools?
Look,
middle schools, elementary schools. You going to go into those?
How many MS-13 members are the age of 14 to 17? Many of them. So, look, if it's a national security threat, public safety threat, and what you need to understand is a case by case. Name another agency, another law enforcement agency that has those type of requirements that they can't walk into a school or doctor's office or a medical campus. No other agencies have those standards. These are well-trained officers with a lot of discretion, and when it comes to the sensitive location, there's still going to be supervisory review. So it's not like it's an open issue, but ICE officers should have discretion to decide if a national security threat or a public safety threat's in one of these facilities, then there should be an option for them to make the arrest.
But someday you could go into those schools and grab people who are just in the country illegally.
On a case-by-case basis, depending who they are, what the circumstances are. It's never a zero game.
You know that this creates fear in the immigrant community. The chair of the U.S. Conference of Bishops Committee said turning places of care, healing, and solace into places of fear and uncertainty for those in need while endangering the trust between pastors, providers, educators, and the people they serve will not make our communities safer.
Well, look, here's what I think. If Congress has a job to do, we're enforcing the laws Congress enacted and the president signed. If they don't like it, change the law. I find it hard to believe any member of Congress is telling us not to enforce the law that they enacted and they fund us to do.
But opening up to anyone who's in the country illegally and going into schools and grabbing them, does that, kids, adults?
The message needs to be clear. There's consequences for entering a country illegally. If we don't show there's consequences, you're never going to fix the border problem.
Estimates are that there are 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country right now. How can you possibly afford to deport all of those people?
Well, I'll leave it up to Congress. I think Congress, the president has a mandate. This is the number one issue that people voted on. I think Congress has a mandate to give us money we need. What price you put on national security?
More detention centers?
What price you put on all these young ladies that have been raped and murdered and burned alive? What price you put on that? What price you put on Laken Riley's life? What price you put on national security? Like I just explained, when you have a surge like this, we don't secure that border. That's when national security threats enter the country. That's when sex trafficking goes up. That's when the fentanyl comes in. It kills 250,000 Americans. Yep. I don't put a price on that.
And on those detention centers, do you need more beds? I think there's
Absolutely.
41,000 now, 100,000. So where do you get those beds? Do you build more camps? Do you do this military installations in Texas and elsewhere?
A little bit of everything. We can build Southside facilities. We can expand our contracts to outside contractors. So yeah, we're going to need more ICE beds, a minimum of 100,000. Congress needs to come to the table quick and give us the money we need to secure that border.
Let's talk about those flights again. With the host countries, you flew all of those people back. Were all of the people arrested on the first day, for instance, repatriated? And what about those countries that won't take them back?
Oh, they'll take them back.
What do you mean by that?
We got President Trump coming to power. President Trump puts America first. Mexico didn't want to remain in the Mexico program. Under the first administration, they did it. They didn't want to put military in the southern border. They did it.
How do you convince them?
El Salvador didn't want to take MS-13 members back. Took President Trump 48 hours to make that happen. President Trump's going to put America first. And if it doesn't, then we'll place them in a third safe country.
All appointments through the CBP app have been canceled. That is a legal way to claim asylum and get in the country. So what should people do who are seeking asylum? How do you do it?
Go to the embassy, go to the port of entry. Do it the legal way. You shouldn't come to this country and ask to get asylum, and the first thing you do is break our laws by entering illegally.
So tell me what the definition.
It's very crazy to me. It's like they don't get that, entering illegally is illegal. Like, where is their brain at? Because you see this consistency with the left that they really just, it's like they're trying to defend the illegal immigrants. Like, they're not all bad, but even though they came in through the window, it doesn't, no, if you come in through the window, you got to go out and come in through the door. You have to come in the right way. You have to come in legally. Shout out to whoever made that comment. And shout out to Homan. Shout out to whoever made that comment as well. But yeah, You got to do things the right way. There's got to be some type of system, order, and structure. You can't just do whatever you want. That's chaotic. That's destructive. And we're seeing that play out. Okay, people are getting slashed in the neck in New York, set on fire. California is on fire. Immigrants left and right doing whatever they want. Like illegal immigrants doing whatever they want. It's like, wow. But I didn't want to say this, but of course the Dems would be, fighting to keep their slaves. I digress. Let's get back into the video.
Definition of success is over the next 6 months, over the next year, by the end of the administration. What is mission accomplished here?
Taking as many public safety threats off the street as possible. Watching illegal alien crime in the United States decrease. Ending it. Deporting every illegal alien gang member in this country, including Trendawa and MS-13. Making our country safe. When we see the crime rate from illegal aliens go down, that's a success. Every public safety threat we remove from this country is success. Every national security threat that we find removed from the country is success. There's no number on it. So my success can be based on what Congress gives us. More money, the better we're going to do.
I notice you didn't put in that list of things that will be mission accomplished and success, getting every immigrant who is in the country illegally out. Why not?
Because I'm being realistic. We can do what we can with the money we have. We're going to try to be efficient, but with more money we have, the more we can accomplish. If I don't have the money to remove that millions of people, then I'm not going to sit here and one thing, no one can say I haven't been frank in everything I've said. Our success every day is taking a public safety threat off the streets or getting a national security threat out of here.
So there you have it. Like I stated, okay, it's like they don't get it. Like, you come here illegally, that's illegal. You have to do things the legal way. You have to do things the right way, okay? You have to be documented, all right? It's just the way things work. We have to make sense out of this. We can't have just lawlessness all over the place and you doing what you want. It doesn't really work like that. You have to, if you want to be here, you have to abide by the rules of here, of this country, okay? It's kind of like, a child living in their parents' house. Okay, if you want to stay under my roof, you have to abide by my rules, kind of thing. All right, and they just, the Dems are like these like hard-headed, rebellious kids that are just evil, just like Satan spawns. It's crazy. Anyways, I digress. Drop down below what you guys think in the comments, and shout out to Homan. I'm not exactly sure who said that, but I love it. Shout out to all of our awesome King Squad supporters. We've definitely been unbidden by what has been. That is one of my favorites. And yeah, I'm really excited, personally, really excited for the next 4 years. And I really think that Trump has made some excellent picks, a lot of excellent picks, in fact. And, there's a lot to look forward to. These next 4 years look very promising. And, America is no longer on the decline, everybody. That's how it seems. That's how it feels to me. It's very exciting. But drop down below how you guys feel about it. Let me know what do you guys think of the next 4 years? How do you feel about Trump's picks? How do you feel about Homan? Okay, and everything that's taking place with the mass deportations. Let me know in the comments. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys have to say. Shout out to all the King Squad supporters that give us these great titles and lines and comments and everything like that. And I hope everybody continues to have a great and awesome day at whatever time you're watching this. You are awesome. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And smash the like button, hit subscribe. Thank you for all donations and everyone who keeps me updated in the emails. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.